Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you here with the rematch. UFC 190, Shogun versus Nogueira. Light heavyweight battle here. Both of these guys slipping down in UFC just a little bit. Honestly, this was a fight that I didn't know really much about, but my friend hyped me up, telling me that these guys 10 years ago in Pride had a fight in Japan that was one of the best fights of all time. And basically this one came down going the distance, and it was a really good fight. Both of these guys really standing up. If you like those fights that just guys stand in the middle of the octagon and just punch and kick each other, that's exactly what basically this fight was. Nogueira came into this fight honestly 6 years older than Shogun. Nogueira is on his way down in UFC, basically on the way to the octagon. They talked about the way his career has been going, and honestly his last fight was a really way of sort of exposing his age, and you know how it's starting to slip a little bit, honestly, with him losing to Rumble Johnson in 44 seconds by a knockout in the first round during his last fight. I believe that was a Fox special. Nogueira's brother fought earlier in the night, losing to Struve, the skyscraper. The guy really took me by his size and how tall this guy was. He looked like he should have been a professional wrestler. This wasn't the first time that the two brothers fought both on the same card, but it's pretty cool that UFC would stack the card, having this family fight together. Now, the fights weren't back to back, but they were really close together. But both of these guys inside of the octagon, this fight started. They both started to rock each other with punches and really fast kicks. A really high impact, high intensity, real fight of guys really going at it. I thought this fight was a lot of fun. Earlier in the fight, Nogueira really rocked Shogun, putting him up against the cage, and was really putting a beating to him. Basically, every punch that he was throwing was hitting Shogun in his head. All of his punches were landing. Shogun was fighting for his life, and basically the only reason he was able to escape out of the corner of the octagon was that Nogueira went for a high sort of like knee kick, putting his knee right into the head of Shogun. He landed the kick, but when he came down, something happened with his ankle, and he had to hobble back to the middle of the octagon. He wasn't able to keep putting the pressure on Shogun in the corner. He could have easily finished the fight there. He had Shogun with nowhere to go and plenty of time to put the fight on. The fight easily went to Nogueira in the first round. The second round was basically the same way, with both guys really coming at it. Honestly, in my mind, at the end of the second round, I thought that Nogueira had won the second round, but the announcers were saying that in round two, it more than likely went to Shogun, with both of these guys having equal amounts of blows. But it just seemed like the blows that were landing easily were in the corner of Nogueira, saying that he had it better. The third round, right coming out of the corner, the announcers were talking about that Shogun had a hurt ankle. They easily could see that there was some sort of a large growth growing on his ankle. He didn't know if he turned it, broke it, or what happened, but you could easily tell that something had happened to him. Basically, they took the fight down to the floor. Basically, Shogun putting Nogueira into a guillotine with 45 seconds left in the fight. Nogueira was able to slip out, but there really wasn't much left to it. I believe that the takedown and the guillotine is what won the fight for Shogun once they went to the decision. Basically, the fans thought that the fight was in Shogun's corner. I believe the vote was 60-40 in Shogun's corner, and when they went to the card basically said that Shogun had the victory as well. This lived up to being the rematch of one of the greatest rematches of all time. It's just a shame that they had to wait 10 years in order to get these guys into the octagon at the same time. But a very good fight, won by Shogun, and hopefully he can continue on his quest to become champion one more time.